Before Helene's catastrophic impact, Manna Food Bank closed September 26 to guard against previous flooding, bringing the Swannanoa to its doorstep.
We put all of our food up on the highest racks. We moved everything to higher ground that we could. It feels a little silly now in retrospect when you see the pictures of the water.
This time, the Swannanoa River swallowed Manna's warehouse and its contents to the roofline.
We're just kind of overwhelmed by the devastation. At the same time, they were doing a water rescue right behind us to be able to rescue somebody out of the river, and you're thinking, okay, this is a building.
By Tuesday morning, Manna was taking in donations at the WNC Farmers Market and by afternoon flipping it for a community in need. Manna's former site remains covered in mud and debris.
The challenge with the old facility is that being on a floodplain, there are so many outstanding questions of, can you build on it again? Should you build on it again? If we do, where do the resources for that come from?
Within Asheville and Buncombe County's D-shaped path of destruction, the owners of 900 substantially damaged or destroyed structures face similar decisions.
What's the biggest challenge in getting these properties to a point where reconstruction can begin?
The biggest challenge right now is the debris removal. Getting that out of the way so you can see what you even have left to possibly build back on.
Only 4% of Buncombe County's 10 million cubic yards of debris has been removed, keeping the county's 4 floodplain administrators from finishing substantial damage assessments. Asheville recently completed its 1,500.
And that will determine, can you rebuild? If you can rebuild, these are the steps that's required to rebuild.
The steps differ based on whether your property is in a special flood hazard area. Here's an example in Swannanoa. The red dots are inspected properties with damage. In the blue or 100-year flood fringe, where the chance of flooding annually is 1%, area homes with substantial damage facing repairs must also ensure the structure is 2 feet above the base flood elevation, includes elevated utilities, and uses flood-proof materials. Repairs to red dots in the light green or 500-year unrestricted floodways don't face the same restrictions, making each repair unique. The value of the damage is also a factor.
The damage that was sustained by you or your home is what would trigger that response from our floodplain administrator.
Until the end of the year, permits for repair work in Buncombe County are free, and it's not the permit office slowing the process.
We're processing permits as quick as they come in, especially for the Helene-related permits. Those are almost like same day. Inspections, you schedule inspection today, it will be performed tomorrow.
In many cases, insurance claims are still being processed. Of the over 97,000 state insurance claims made, only 28% have been closed with payment, sending many in search of other resources. That's where Manna is now.
We're going through the process of talking with FEMA and the county and the city and just trying to figure out what the best option is going forward.
Commercial properties have more options for repairs than residential. The nonprofit counts on the sale of its Swannanoa River Road site to fund improvements at the new Mills River location it was securing as Helene hit.
We have to put in a sprinkler system before we can put the racking up, and so that's one of the improvements that we have to make.
Thinking the nonprofit would have 2 years to make needed improvements that include volunteer office space and one crucial component the new warehouse doesn't have.
The freezer and cooler is the huge one, and so we're going to build that out in the back there.
The region's sole food bank, like many others, finding a way forward and waiting for the recovery to catch up.
Having this facility ready to go and being able to get that emergency sublease was, I just don't know what we would have done without it.
While many are frustrated with the pace of the recovery, getting the substantial damage estimates is critical to Buncombe County maintaining its enrollment in the National Flood Insurance Program, ultimately protecting property owners.